All right, well, today is day one of professional soccer training. Welcome to the channel. My goal here is to mainly show what it takes to get to professional soccer in terms of training, as well as, documenting my journey to go further up the ranks as well. Today is, I'm just gonna get right into it, and mainly my goal is to take you through the day of the life every day. I'm going to try and post one video every weekday and go live once every weekday and show you one of my sessions out of 3 or 4 that I'm doing daily. Normally I'm going to do my morning session because in the afternoon we train with the team, and then I usually do something in the evening. So today is strictly speed, and all I'm going to do is warm up here real quick and then go do some sprints. And when I do my sprints, I'll talk more. So I'm going to start with just warming up. But I think the reality is, I don't really stretch much before because stretching is kind of overrated. It's much easier to get yourself activated, and then you actually feel way more loose. This is coming from someone with a lot of knee problems. So I always start with this, just get some range of motion. I'm really bad at this, so I'm trying to work on this. Just bring yourself in, stay in that position. But yeah, like I said, I don't really think stretching is that important. I'm trying to find a band here, specific band. Here it is. So, as you go in to switch your hamstrings like this, it's still fine to do a little bit of that. But just imagine trying stretching your hamstring and see how long it takes you to get loose if you're something that's tight normally, versus getting a band and doing each thing 10 times. And so, it's like when you start getting blood flow to your muscles in your legs, it becomes much easier to stretch as opposed to just stretching without doing this. And the key also is to really take care of your body. I've had knee problems in the long side, I've had knee problems, since I've got knee problems out of this in sports, so these are all going to be really good for you. To get your glutes going. Actually, I'm going to do one more time. Bring it to the ankles. Really try to get those hamstrings activated. So you really want to get your glutes activated when you're doing this stuff, and hamstrings, especially for sprints. There's a lot of signs to becoming a better sprinter. So after doing my stretch, I like to go back into this, or all my activation, trying to really get set in there. Hold some positions. I'm almost there. So where I can keep my heels on the ground all the way at the bottom. That's kind of my goal. Starting to get against that bar, but got a pretty crappy setup here. Alright, so I'm just gonna do some hamstring breaths. So this, keep your legs straight for 10 seconds. Normally you can go longer, but I'm doing this before sprinting where I'm really trying to run my max time, so I'm not trying to get too tired. Now, especially if you've got all that blood flow, it's a good time to maybe, that's when you can stretch. Especially the hip flexors. So yeah, I mean, ultimately the point of all of this is to show people what it takes, and you know, the dedication, every day sort of work. Hopefully, you know, obviously right now no one's watching this. I don't expect anyone to watch this for a while, but if people ever do, you know, to show them what it takes, you know, something for me to do while I'm here as well. Obviously, if there's ever people in the chat, you guys got any questions, just ask away. I'll try and look at it every now and then, although it's going to be a little bit hard. But, yeah, I mean, this is mainly all about consistency. You know, taking care of your body is huge. I used to always have knee problems, and I'd like do something for like 2 weeks, and then it'd go away, and then I'd sort of stop doing it until like, oh, I'm good, and then it would come back. And it's like, you know, at least for me, it's just, you gotta do this all the time. There's no excuse. And getting ready, even when you're younger, it's just gonna help you. And it's gonna help you perform better. But you know, as you can see, I don't really stretch much. I just mainly try to get as much activation as possible. And really try and focus on becoming getting blood flow. Get my groin warmed up as well. This is probably the best thing you can do. Just keep it straight. And just lift it. If you're a beginner, you can do less or just hold it. It's easier on a bench. It's never the view. But yeah, that's about it. See, I probably couldn't even get here beforehand. Now I can get all the way down here and then even stretch. And at the same time, I feel very warmed up. One thing I like to do for the sprint session is do some hamstring. One second, let me just bend. I like to do some hip flexor activation. go. Just get everything straight, everything relaxed. It's all about attention. So. There we go here. We're really trying to drive it up. Really trying to drive it up as high as we can and then hold it. Alright, now we're going to do it again. Same thing. This is a little higher. Now, I don't recommend doing too much of that before you sprint, because sprinting already is hip flexors as it is. It's not really a good way to get yourself started. Alright guys, that's my warm-up for now. I just head out to the field here and get ready to do my sprints. It's always good to have some food on you. Dobre. So yeah, got a nice facility here. Okay. That's the first team out here doing some training. But yeah, the lights are on the stadium, don't know why. But yeah, so here's our facility. Nice little training area. I usually go down here to the turf field. This is a new stadium for the team, but it's in construction right now. So they just got to the first league last season. But yeah, my goal for today is to do some sprints here. The key to first of all, I really like doing these on Monday because Monday is for our team. We normally hit the gym in the afternoon, so the morning's pretty much free. And so what I end up doing is hitting the field and just doing sprints all out. This is maybe the most important thing about sprinting that I don't think a lot of people understand is you're not going to get faster if you're not doing max effort. So you need to be running like, I don't know, let's say for every 10 yards you're sprinting, you need to be resting at least a minute and maybe even 2. Sometimes you can vary that a little, but you really need to get the recovery because sprinting's useless if you're not doing maximal effort. That's just the reality. It doesn't work any other way. Put it over here. So. Hot. Take this off. Oh, still got some warm weather. I'm here in Poland, so it's gonna get really cold soon. So
I think when you're sprinting, it's important to either sprint with somebody or time yourself. I have these speed gates from Skills. Not a sponsor, but these are very useful, very easy, pretty cheap, like $100. It might be less now, I don't even know. They might be $50, but it's a great little tool. Usually gets my times for everything. I used to do 10-yard sprints, but I always had to measure it out. And I'm realizing that there's always an 18-yard box at every soccer field, so I just do 18 yards, and then I sort of approximate 40 yards. I'm gonna be doing five accelerations, so 5 18 yards, and then I'm gonna be doing 5 40 yards. Really trying to get to top speed. I do the accelerations first because your injuries are most likely to happen when you're doing the long part of a sprint, or the top speed part of a sprint. So you really want to be nice and warmed up by then. That's why all that activation earlier is really important. So now we're just focusing on acceleration. I'm probably going to talk in between these reps so that we can just give more and more tips here. But like I said, you really want to get your rest in between. And when you're sprinting, obviously, first of all, it's all about form. And it's also all about, well, not all about, but your first step is so important, especially in soccer. So really focus on making that first step big and low, and that way you can stay low to the ground, but at the same time, even when I'm sprinting, when I make a much bigger first step, you see the difference on the time, like a significant difference, like 0.1, that's a tenth of a second. And that might not seem like a lot, but if you're someone sprinting a tenth of a second in a sprint, I mean, that's a lot of distance. So if you can make an extra 2 meters of space between you and your defender, that's a totally different game. So I'm gonna show you how I set this up. Let's see how this is gonna work. Yeah, you might not be able to see this so well, but it is what it is. We'll upgrade the quality if we get more views. So yeah, you're gonna get 4 of these little monitors, I guess. 2 of them say start, 2 of them say finish. Put the gates down. Just turn them on, super easy to set up. No calibration, nothing. They're gonna be flashing, then when they're looking at each other, they turn red. And then same with the finish. Just bring it down to the end. So I normally try and do a few sprint drills, maybe do a little bit of stretching now that we're already out here to make sure, get ready. But all of this is sort of second to all the activation we did earlier. If you're not doing that, honestly, the stretching doesn't even matter. You got to be ready to sprint max effort, and you're not going to be ready to sprint max effort if you're not getting your nervous system ready, and stretching is not going to be enough to do that. So here's what this looks like. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that at all. I can't see it, but yeah. I just calibrate it, or not calibrate it, but make sure it works. But yeah, it started. All right, got my time, 11:06. Perfect. We're trying to go for around 2.4 for 18 yards. I'm trying to get to a 4.4 here, or sub 4.4. I'm running a 4.5 on the dot right now. So that's kind of the goal in general. I don't know how much that really matters for soccer, but obviously speed matters, so I'm trying to work on that. I'm about to do some speed drills and then get into it. All right, take these off. It's pretty hot today. A little undressing for you guys. What just happened there? But yeah, that was a 2.53, so pretty slow. I'm gonna improve that for sure. Now we're gonna take 2 minutes of rest. And go for my So the way I normally do the splits here is on Mondays I'm doing my sprints. Tuesdays is a soccer training day. Wednesday is sort of sprinting as well, but more on the weight side. Nothing crazy. Then Thursday is just soccer again, and then Friday I take really light because that's the day before game day. And then I usually do an extra session in the evening between. I have this little court next to me that you can turn on the lights anytime, and that's where I just do some technical work. It's really just juggling, but try and keep it really tough. not necessarily skills, but just literally getting it higher up in the air and all that sort of stuff. And then on the other days, I actually do 2 times a week. I try and do VR for scanning and stuff. It's kind of funny, but it works. All right, so I should be about good to start another one. A little faster, 2.5. So I'm really trying to get to 2.4 here. I did 2.4 last week, so. But sometimes you don't improve. Sometimes you stay at the same place, and just out of nowhere, you get the improvement. So it's all good. That was number 2, so I'll probably do like 3 more. Wonder if you can even hear me. I don't know. Oh, this is my first time doing this, so I'll have to go back and see if the wind's not carrying my voice. If this does well, maybe I'll get a mic. But yeah, that's 2.52. It's really about those first few steps. You really got to try and drive, get out there. That's why your mobility is so important. And when you're getting to top speed, it's more in your hamstrings. So my acceleration, according to a lot of the science I've read, is enough to have me at a 4.4, which means my strength production is good enough. But it says that usually you're going to be a quad dominant athlete if that's the case, and you're not really using your hamstrings as much to get that top speed. So that's also why I do the top speed, because I'm really trying to work on that. Yeah, just a little stretch in between. Nothing too crazy. Keep getting his voicemail notification. What is that? All right, so I'm probably good to go again. Well, at least I'm consistent, 2.5. But I'm not necessarily a sprint coach, but I spent a lot of time trying to learn all of this. And it seems to me that you want to spend as much time in the air as possible. So some people will say Some people say learn how to push off the ground and really hammering that leg. That's probably the wrong approach, because then you're spending time going into the ground, but you don't want to be on the ground, you want to be in the air. So you really want to focus on driving your leg as much as possible, and that in turn is going to make you put more force in the ground, because when you're going like that, you're really pushing off, and then you go up. So when you go up, you're already, just to get max speed, moving this leg up, you're pushing into the ground as much as possible. So, but then you're actually thinking about going forward as opposed to going downwards. Now that probably applies more when you're trying to go fast. For this, maybe less so, but it's still the case. So. By the way, it's probably gonna get repetitive every week because I'm trying to stay on the same program. But obviously, hopefully we get some viewers, and the more we get, the better this will be. No technical difficulties here. Good here. That's good enough. All right. Oh, that was slow. Usually means it's time to stop. 2.6. But yeah, I mean, I think the trick to all of this is just the consistency. You know, you might be slower on any one day, especially if you've reached sort of a consistency already. It's like working out, it's just like anything, right? If you're a beginner, you're probably gonna improve a lot, and then as you get better and better, it's gonna be tougher and tougher. But you hit these plateaus and then you go off. So that's sort of the goal in all of this. Also, the other thing for sprinting, especially, well, really for anything, but longer and shorter distances, the other reason you want to time yourself is when you're dropping off a lot. It's probably a good time to stop, because it means you're not running maximal effort. Like that's why you need to be resting a lot in between. Because even if you're running 99% or 98%, I mean, maybe you'll get a little bit faster, but it's not really going to make a big difference. It's practically, to improve your top speed, you have to be doing it at top speed. And it's like, you can't possibly get there if you're tired, even the slightest bit. So to work that max, where you're really getting yourself faster, you got to be fully rested. So when your times stop dropping off by about, like, I don't know, 10%, let's say, kind of almost what just happened here, in a sense, you probably want to end it. Now, to be fair, that's more of a sprinter style training, which is kind of what I'm trying to do, but at the same time, also, this is soccer, and soccer is not about just top speed. So I think it's fine to maybe break the rules a little, but definitely if you're really trying to just work on that raw speed, let's say you're not even a soccer athlete, that's really the rule. You know, 10% drop off, you should be done, and then you should be making sure that you're trying to stay in that range and really taking your rest so that you can do it again. See, so like that didn't register. It's just still going, which happens sometimes, especially with these being really low. What they'll do, let me see, you can see that. With these being really low, they'll sometimes you'll even step over them, and it won't even pick it up. So I'm just gonna go stop it. Sort of annoying when that happens, but it is what it is. I'll probably run one more. I don't know if I'm at 5 or 4, but we'll just do an extra. It's not a big deal. I think if you're really trying to work on just accelerations, I think 10 to 12 is a good number. Maybe start off with less if you're a bit less experienced, and then as you go, do 10, 12, maybe even 14. Make sure you're really getting your rest, and like I said, if you're dropping off by the 0.1 margin, or I mean the 10% practically, that's when you want to be done, or just take more rest. That's the other option, but you're most likely not going to get back to those times. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. If there's any sprinters out there who've got some tips for me, let me know, because I'm also trying to get faster. On the way to 4.4, baby. Also, sorry if this is boring. It is what it is. I'm trying to have a raw session here. That way, you can sort of see what the whole thing is like. I feel like not many people do this. You got your, obviously it's nice to have an edited video, but I feel like a lot of people are interested in what players are really doing. I know I definitely was. When I was a kid, I would have loved to have seen, obviously the best too, someone like Ronaldo and Messi, but even someone like, I remember there's a guy I always used to watch named Connor Parsons. He still makes videos. Go watch him if you haven't. Sort of a lower level professional, and then, now he's actually playing in the first league, I think, or something like that. So shout out to him, but yeah, I mean, even he had edited videos in the sense that, like, it's not raw, and it would be really cool to sort of understand what these guys are really doing the whole time to see how they get better. And so sort of that's why I'm doing this, because I just hope people find this useful, so they don't just see the snippets, the good parts, the best shots, I think the best players make mistakes too, and it's not just about, showing everything you can do so well. It's showing the whole thing so that players can understand, oh, well, he messed up here, and he works on that and that sort of stuff. So, just stay motivated and keep doing it. Check my timer. All right, this will be my last short one. Literally 2.5 again. Wonder what dictates that. I practically didn't run this slow a single time last week. I played a bit more last game, so might be part of it. I don't really know though. It's a significant difference. So interesting how that works. All right, well, I'm gonna move this one back 20 yards so I can get to the full sprint. I just gotta count steps It's probably better to do it with a measuring tape, but I don't have time for that. Yeah, I have no idea this is anywhere close to 40 yards. Who knows? But who cares? I'm just gonna test it. The timer works. All right, so last time I couldn't get any real times. I got like 2 or 3 out of 6. So hopefully this time we get them all. We wouldn't catch it. I think it was a battery issue. Well, it didn't start, so maybe don't buy the skills goals or the skills nets. Whatever, I can't speak. The, the timers. This used to happen a lot on the longer distances. Although this never was a problem in the past. If I leave it here. Yeah, so this is the thing. It always works when I test it, and then when I sprint, it doesn't work. It's annoying, but it is what it is. By the way, pro tip: if you're ever hungry or you feel like you're lacking a little bit of energy, bananas, secret weapon. Really, carbs in general. I mean, some people literally eat Rice Krispies. That's actually fine. Whatever. It's like maybe the one time to have a little sugar, but bananas are great, especially when it's colder. And then when it's hot, you know, and you're dehydrated, apples, watermelon, all the fruits that have a lot of water, a lot of sugar, that's gonna be great for you. It's gonna give you a boost of energy. It's gonna, you know, it might not even seem like a difference, but when you start doing this a lot, you'll notice a difference because it just gives you that energy. This is literally so marginal. Sprinting is about every little step being perfect, and every, you know, you got to be explosive and have all that energy. So when you can be at the max as opposed to being depleted, it makes a difference. Alright, well, we're going to be taking a lot of rest time here, so don't mind me. Also here, you know, the sprints are nice. This is why I wanted to start the channel on a Monday, because I can talk a lot, even though no one's going to watch this. But with the sprints, I can actually talk a lot. Obviously, when I'm doing the soccer stuff, it's going to be way tougher because, you know, I'm just not going to be coming up to the camera like this. You'll just sort of see what's going on. We'll see if anyone's interested in watching that. But if not, it's just a fun little thing for me. It's all good. Huh. Yeah, I have no idea what the distance is. It says 5 seconds. So, I mean, it's definitely not, it's gotta be more than 40. Actually, significantly more than 40. I don't know how I counted that, but whatever. I'm just looking to beat that now. By the way, when you're sprinting, it's all about, well, it's not all about, but you have to do much less than you think. You don't need to be doing crazy workouts. You don't need to be doing crazy sprints. You know, it's better to do less more consistently than to do more less consistently. So you don't want to be out here sprinting 50 times. I think it's going to get you better. It's better to come out sprint 5-10 times and do it every other day. Same with plyometrics. Less is more. You only want to do like 4, 5, 6, 7 sets, you know, whatever. Not too much and not too many at a time, you know, maybe like a 6x8, whatever it is. Same in the gym. The only time maybe you can be killing yourself is if you're trying to, you know, increase your strength and go for maxes. But that should be done either when you have a lot of rest time in between or just in the off season. That's a good time to build your strength, because it's really hard to do this realistically, at least for soccer. You're just running so much that being that tight and being that sore is not going to help you, and you're just going to get injured. And it's just not going to help, because you can't possibly recover, so you'd be better off just doing the sprints. I had a coach last season, our speed coach, you could say, strength and conditioning, whatever, and he, you know, we did these drills. I always was like very scientific about my sprinting approach, and I'd watch all this stuff and I'd do things, and I think like some things are sort of just accessories. Well, you know, really the important part was just your speed and your strength. And I noticed that, you know, we did very little in those sessions in the gym as a team, and I saw some of the greatest improvements in my sprinting that I ever saw, and I was like, damn, I've been doing these in the past, but I did way more, and I did actually the harder things more, and that was sort of just like an accessory in my mind, and practically we only did what I thought were accessories, and we got significantly faster. Yeah, and when I mean accessories, I mean like core, I mean like doing the things where it's not a whole lot of movement, you know, your RDLs, doing things with intention, banded jumps, and we didn't do much of it either, so it was just interesting and then we'd sprint like once a week. about the same time. 5 seconds. 5.03. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna do 2 more here and call it a day, and then just do my stretching. I might bring a ball out actually to do a little dribbling or just some fun time with the ball. I'm gonna recount this. This is kind of annoying me. I don't know why. I feel like I'm being slow right now. I'm just gonna do it like this. Nah, I think it's slow. Actually, screw it. Oh, well, I guess we ran 62 seconds for that. The longer times are tougher to gauge. I don't really know what I'm running. really don't know. How did it not stop? What? This is useless. Well, looks like we can't do a 40-yard dash here. Never end. What's annoying is every time I test it, it works. And then, whenever I run, it doesn't. Alright, well, this is gonna be my last sprint here. It's gonna take some time though, I wanna make it good. I'm also not sure what I'm gonna do with the video afterwards. So what I think I'm gonna do is make the raw, unedited thing, just a live stream. And then I'm probably going to shorten it up because no one wants to watch nothing. And no one wants to watch this anyway, but no one wants to watch definitely nothing for an hour. So of me not even in the clip. So I'm probably gonna cut it a little bit or a lot just to save on time for the video when it posts. But unless this gets a following and you decide that you guys want the whole thing. But otherwise, I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm not sure yet though, we'll see. I wonder if this sprint even registers. I think he's been taking 30 years. Also, the other thing I'm thinking about is starting off the other foot, like every other one. So like, you know how like you always start like this. So you're always gonna push off like this. So imagine starting the other way. I wanna go like that. So you work on, that way you can work on both accelerations, and I feel like that makes you, I feel like that's the best way to actually work on your strength on different sides of your body. Or, you know, let's say you're weak. What I mean by that is like your weak foot. Your weak foot's not your weak foot just because you're uncoordinated with it, but it's also because you're actually just a lot weaker on that side. So it's my point is it's in your plant foot. So your right foot is your weaker foot actually if you're right-footed, which is weird, but that's how it is. And so if you're stepping on this foot, on your weak foot, you're not as stable, so it's really hard to do your thing. And it's also like, this is part of it, for example, you know, if you're always sprinting off one leg, if you're able, it's going to feel weird, but if you're able to push off the other, now you're going to be way more ready to do things going the other direction as opposed to just the right direction. If you're right-footed, you're always going that way for body feint. It's hard to push off this way. All right, here goes. All right, well, that wraps up sprint training for today. It was nice and simple, nothing too much. It's just important to stretch after that. So make sure you're doing all of that when you're done. And yeah, thank you for watching, if anyone even watched. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna have fun doing this. I mean, I'm training it anyway, so I might as well help people out, and if it gains any traction, that would be cool. And I can always you know, add my input and all that sort of stuff, and maybe upgrade the production quality here. I'm just doing it off my phone without a mic, as you can tell. So maybe we'll get a mic, a stand, who knows. But yeah, definitely excited to do this. Also, it keeps me a bit more engaged during my training. I always do my morning session alone. I like to get my touches in, get my work in, and then, you know, we do our team session, then I'll do something in the evening, like I said. And I also try to do like a recovery session. So, and also if it ends up being that people want to see this, I'll do it. I'll do maybe 2 sessions a day, because I'm always training more. So it's just about you know, showing what's going on. The only thing I'm not going to show is the team trainings. I don't know how I'm even going to record that, and B, I don't think that's even allowed. I mean, it's kind of private, and I don't want to record other people also. I don't know what people want, so that's what it is. Keep grinding, and thanks for watching. I'm going to end it here. Peace.